Let me turn this light, turn that down. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. Got about 5 minutes to save myself from embarrassment and shame. Hello, hello. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Thank you, friend. I'm braiding it tomorrow. Thought I was going to have time today, but I'm going to braid it tomorrow. So that's why it's blow dried out. Yes, I'm wearing pink. I got my pink on. I got my pink. I got my pink. Hold on. Hey, cuz. Hold on. Let me get myself right. Literally right before I got up here, I messed up my nails that I just painted, and I don't ever paint my nails. So I will be cleaning those off until we get started. Because, wow, not about to embarrass myself. Hello, hello. I'm wearing pink. It doesn't look pink here on Facebook, but it is indeed a variation of pink. It's like a peachy, sporty peach color, and I got it with my little jacket thing. I've been thinking about this outfit for the last few days, so happy to be wearing it today. I could not find any pearls to wear with our good sis Kamala, who was sworn in as the first woman vice president today. The first woman vice president. She's the first Black vice president. She is the first Asian vice president. She is, I believe, she's the first vice president. I don't know if she's the first vice president that is a first generation immigrant, but she is the child of immigrants as well. That's something that people keep forgetting and not mentioning. And I just want to mention that she is the child of immigrants. So shout out to her. Shout out to Joey, President Joe. You know, he already in there signing stuff. Executive. He already went to work. You know, normally by now they be doing their yeah, that's right. Right. Close enough. Hey, hey friend. Round of applause. Yes. Round of applause. Clap, clap, clap. Round of applause. I have a video. I wish I could. I immediately thought of a video just now that I want to share with y'all. But of course, we're on live, so can't do that. Oh my gosh. I got to get this off faster. This is taking too long. I should have just grabbed my acetone. This little acetone work gets it right off. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to wash my hands anyway because wash my hands. I messed up my nails before getting on live, and I'm not about to embarrass myself and let y'all see that. So I'm down here cleaning my nails off real quick. Y'all remember being in school and like if your nails got messed up, you have to clean your nails off like on the bus or something like that, or you have to like sit in class, or like when a girl would like sit in class and paint her nails and everybody could smell it. I was that girl. I was the girl that painted her nails in class. My mom is obsessed with painting her nails and keeping her nails done. So by default, I ended up becoming obsessed with it for a while. Now I don't even try because my nails are way oily and they don't keep. I was trying to get my nails looking nice for tonight. Going out to dinner in a nice restaurant. So trying to get cute, and I jumped the gun. I'm not very good at painting my own nails, not gonna lie. Funny story, because I keep talking about my nails, and it's ladies in here, so what's up, ladies? Um, Um, when I was younger, I had a friend that showed me because I'm not really good with coloring inside the lines on my nails and coloring books. None of it. No, I've never been good at it. Never been an inside the lines type of girl, you know. And when I was younger, I had someone show me like how to paint my nails, not worrying about the lines, and then just like, just clean up the outside after you're done. And she was saying like, really, if you paint your nails and once they dry, you go take a shower, then all that outside stuff will usually fall off. So I tried to skip a few steps today. Ooh, girl. Yes, Jaleesa. Yes, I'm going to dinner with LaBay. I'm going to dinner with LeBay. It's Wednesday, so yes. um, hmm um, but she showed me that like if you paint your nails and then you take a shower, then it'll just come off. And then I didn't really have to try on making my nails look good. But now I'm a big grown up, nearly 30, and I just and I probably should be going to get my nails done. And when we get into that abundant lifestyle that we've been talking about, that'll be one of the first things on the list is going to go get my nails done. Because I've also never had a job where I'm allowed to keep nail polish on. And because I played violin when I was younger, I've never been allowed to, I wasn't allowed to have my nails long because I could break a string. So I just ended up always keeping them short, which is, if you know me, is very on brand, um, along with this shirt. um, but yeah, anyway, y'all gonna forgive my nails tonight because, again, I'm rushing to do this, and now we are 7 minutes in. All right, gonna go wash my hands, and then we're getting started on this book, all right? We got a new president, y'all. We got a new president. It ain't the one we want. It ain't really the one we wanted, but it's better than what we had. Amen. Um, Let me go close this in case people go pull up. And you can't really tell. Let me see if I can correct the color over here on Facebook because you can see it over here. See it over here that I'm wearing pink today. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we wear pink. And this looks like a version of pink to me. It's like a peachy type of pink situation I got going on here. Let me see if I change the color, if you can see the pink a little bit better. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's pink, believe me, when I say it's pink. Um, so here we are. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I am Taylor, also known as Miss Taylor Said, and I started this show on November 30th, 2020, in an effort to accomplish some of my goals. One of those goals being to actually read the books that I own in my home. I've acquired a lot of books over the years, and I have started a lot of them, but not finished them, or I have some that I just haven't started at all. So I want to actually read them, and it's you know, um, I actually want to read them. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is a great way for me to do that. Another one of my goals is to get more comfortable with reading aloud in front of an audience because my future career goals include me reading in front of a teleprompter. So in order for me to get comfortable with reading a teleprompter, I'm practicing by reading aloud in front of an audience. And my third goal is to get more comfortable with public speaking. I used to do that more often. I even have an award somewhere in storage. I got an award back in high school when I was an FBLA for public speaking, and I want to get more comfortable with public speaking again. So this is one way for me to practice, even though it's virtually. It's it's a way to practice, okay? And hey, Aiden, I'm gonna do my show. I'm not gonna be able to do the duet today, but I appreciate you hanging out, okay? Aiden, for those who are on Facebook last night that didn't hop over to Instagram, last night I had the sweet, sweet pleasure of being able to have Aiden join me on Instagram Live at the end of the show, and he shared with me some of his book. So that was really a treat. It was a treat. It was unexpected, unprecedented thing to happen on Reading with Miss Taylor Said, being read to by somebody else. Because Taylor loved kids. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you being here, sweetie. And yeah, so welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. Let's go ahead and get started. We are in chapter 5 of Abundance Now. If you have not been hanging out with us while we've been reading this, the chapter that we're in right now is talking about money. Yesterday, if you missed yesterday's episode, whoo, child. Ooh, child, you missed a tear jerker. I literally was up here crying because it was an uncomfortable conversation we were having about money and our relationship with money. And I was very super transparent about my relationship with money and my history with money. And I am confident that that was a breakthrough moment, and that was a way for me to release those hindrances with money that I've had over the years. So I'm thankful, and I must be doing something right because people from MLMs and stuff like that have been hitting me up trying to get me to hop back in there, and I'm like, no, 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 not to me, not to me. Mm. And it's Wednesday, so you know that means wine. Wine. I hope you got your wine ready. Not you, Aiden. Aiden, you too young for wine, but everybody else, I hope y'all got your wine ready. Mm. So, boom. So we were talking about the 4 E's. Again, we're in chapter 5. We're in the 4th E. Chapter 5 has the 4th E, which is endowment, but the first 3 were enrichment. And that's how on your path to your abundant future, we started with enrichment, which is developing your whole self into a focused and abundant thinker. You also have enchantment, which is connecting with others and developing relationships that will support you in success. You also will discover the thrill of engagement, which is the 3rd E. And that comes from pursuing work, whether it's employment or your own business, that leads to exciting experiences or ably bankrolls whatever it is you want to do. And this last E that we're in right now is seeing money as an endowment that grows and continues to fund the kind of breathtaking lifestyle few can imagine. So we're doing pretty good. We're on our way to completing our book. For one, if you can see where the bookmark is in comparison to the beginning of the book, we're pretty close to finishing the book. But we are in endowment. Now, what we talked about yesterday, aside from all the tears, was about how she was talking about how Harvard University has an endowment fund so that they not only can increase like the experience of the school, but they're able to fund lots of different not activities. They're able to fund like research and all the things that makes Harvard a credible. I'm not explaining this well at all, but go watch the episode from yesterday. But reading comprehension is really a big important part of this as well, obviously. But the Harvard style endowment, let me see if I can get a quick definition of that so that we can move on to the next section. They have endowment administrators that can fund student scholarships for disadvantaged but promising youth. They can finance a wide variety of professorships across a vast array of academic fields, and they can fund groundbreaking scientific and medical discoveries. But that comes from the alumni donations and things like that. So that's what we're talking about, is treating your pursuit of your abundant life and having an endowment to fund it. So my eye is itching, but we're going to get through it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay. If you've been waiting for someone to define a lifestyle like this for you, and this ended with a question, the question was, what career, passionate pursuits, charitable works, or valuable connections can you add to your financial nest egg to create a Harvard-style endowment that supported anything you wanted to do? If you've been waiting for someone to define a lifestyle like this for you, you and I are probably speaking the same language. But if you find the idea hard to believe, difficult to digest, and a stretch to imagine in your life, realize that we've been placed in each other's lives for a reason, and discovering this new way of thinking and living just might be it. I'm probably tomorrow, Aiden. Aiden just asked if he can read a book to me. I'm not going to be able to listen to you read today just because I'm on a really, really tight schedule and I have something to do right after this. But tomorrow, okay, pinky promise. Mm, pinky promise. We're going to read. We'll read tomorrow after we finish the chapter. Okay, does that sound good? I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the book now. If wealth is so much more than money, how do you know when your nest egg is enough? That is the next section. In a recent survey, UCLA professor Lynn Vavrek, it's Vavrek, sorry, asked people how much annual income would make them feel rich. While some people answered as low as $10,000 and other answered millions of dollars, the average amount respondents cited was somewhere between $293,000 and $501,000 a year, with their answers largely depending on how much they were already making. If I asked you the same question, would you be able to answer thoughtfully? How much how much you need every year in order to feel you've arrived? Have you researched, for example, the cost of buying and maintaining your dream home, enjoying extensive vacation, making cash gifts, or offering other help to your family, enthusiastically pursuing your hobby, improving your health, doing meaningful philanthropic work, enjoying a career or starting a business you love, and experiencing other things you want to do? My experience is that this kind of rich and rewarding lifestyle requires a lot more income than $501,000 a year. And while it saddened me that most respondents in Professor Vivrek's survey were so conservative in their responses, I would have answered $2 million or more. The saddest outcome of the survey report was that almost three-fourths of the people believed they would never become rich. Another study, one I cite in my trainings, reports that 80% of individuals will never be financially free. This is an incredibly damaging mindset to hold on to. Because our future life experience begins first in our minds, it hurts my heart to know that every single one of those people are correct. They will never be financially free because they've already declared it to be so in the words they've spoken. Don't let fatal, fatalistic mindset, don't let a fatalistic mindset, conservative outlook, or group destiny be your fate. To start the process of becoming financially prosperous, accumulating a nest egg, and building a safety net, let's look at how much is enough for you. Money is necessary to live a prosperous life, but how much? This is the next section. When creating a plan for funding your abundant new life, have you considered what it will cost? It always surprises me when people claim to want expensive possessions or luxury homes or five-star travel, but they have no idea what's involved in acquiring that, using it, or maintaining it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not asking you to go without, but rather I'm asking you to be smart about it and first research whether your pending purchases or lifestyle changes make sense in light of your other financial goals. For instance, if you like to own a boat, have you investigated the cost of a boat, new or used, the monthly rate for a boat slip at the local marina, what kind of license or safety certification you need, the average cost of yearly maintenance, including winter storage, the current interest rate on boat loans if you plan to finance it, how often you could use the boat with your current number of vacation days? If you don't know this information, don't move forward until you have it. And even after you do, determine how it will fit into your overall goals before you make the financial commitment. Will it keep you from paying off your other debt and becoming debt free? Will it prevent you from sending your children to private school? Will it keep you from investing for your retirement? It may be that you can rent a boat instead for a few dozen days a year, but when you really want to be out of the mm, a few dozen days a year when you really want to be out on the water, or perhaps you can more I am not doing well tonight as far as reading. More economically go on day trips with a sport fishing outfitter where you would be treated like royalty and get to fish in the best waters. Of course, the millennial generation has learned this rent instead of buy lesson better than any of us. I know my son Jelani is now 20 and rarely purchases anything unless he's really going to use it long term. In fact, one of the business models I really admire is Rent the Runway, a company that rents expensive designer gowns and accessories for a night out or a weekend. Now, they are now a $50 million company and poised to become one of America's biggest shippers, as well as the country's largest dry cleaner. Not Rent a Swag. An abundant life consists of, in addition to great service to others, nice things, great experiences, exciting travel, and an inviting home. And there's no question you need money to do and own all that. But just how much? When I was much younger, I wrote my first annual budget, and I've produced one every year since, both for my business and my household. I recommend you do the same using two columns, one for your absolute current expenses and one for your dream life. So make a list with two columns, one for your absolute current expenses and one for your dream life. To quickly determine the amount of money you'll need, start with your basic expenses. Make a list of everything you spend money on every month: the mortgage or rent, your car payment, utilities, credit cards, your gym membership, healthcare, your mobile phone, and so on. Next to each item, jot down the monthly amount you pay or an average amount if the charges vary. Continue writing your list with those things you pay for only once or twice a year, such as insurance, property taxes, or tuition. If you were to spread these costs over 12 months, what would the monthly cost be? Jot that number down next to each of the periodic expenses. Add up all the line items, and you now have your base monthly cost of living. Costs that you must pay just to survive, meet local laws, and live with a modest level of comfort. If your current income covers these expenses and then some, great. If it doesn't, we'll be talking in a moment about how you can bring in more cash. But first, the fun part, envisioning your abundant life. Remember the section in chapter 1 called You Can't Hit a Moving Target, Get Crystal Clear About What You Want? This is where you did a little dreaming and put some serious thought into what your ultimate life would look like. Of course, some dreams cost virtually nothing, like the time you invest in a great relationship or the cost of a gym membership to achieve your healthier body. But if you planned for a lot of possessions or rich experiences or a non-working lifestyle, you're going to have some costs, potentially a lot of them. Now it's time to do the research. One of the things that I'm constantly asked, particularly when I was in the movie The Secret, is why would I save money for something big? Won't it just show up in my life? Can't I just manifest it with my focused intentions, constant prayer, and meditation? I call this belief the lottery mentality. Since the law of attraction says you must first ask, then believe and receive, while I am a profound believer in the law of attraction and the act of setting clear intentions, constant prayer, and engaging in meditation as a way to get clear and strong energy out to strengthen your request and get God, the universe, and the divine, whatever you call your source, to operate on your behalf, you must add turbo fuel to your request with action. You only win by taking action. When you're in action, doing research, talking to sources, finding out what things cost, you are taking action because you believe that new possession or new experience will come into your life. This sends a powerful signal to the universe that you expect and anticipate owning that item or enjoying that experience. After all, you wouldn't be doing the research if you didn't expect to own it someday, would you? So, what she's basically saying is faith without works is dead. Okay? You can have the faith, you can have the manifestation, you can do all the spells and rituals and all the things that you want to do. But if you don't do anything else, if you don't do any work, if you don't do any research, if you don't figure out how to acquire the things that you want to acquire, it's going to be for naught. Okay? NAUGHT. Okay? Start doing the research not only for this reason, but also to assure yourself that you actually want that item. Your research may provide new information you didn't know before, or you may discover that as part of your work because of a new acquaintance or due to a unique circumstance. That item you want is actually easier and cheaper than ever to obtain. Only your research will tell you. Even now, I go through the same fact finding work, or my staff does, whenever I want to make a purchase or add an experience to my life. For many years, purchasing a car was both exciting and very painful for me. I would feel confused and overwhelmed by the options and bombarded and bullied by the salesperson. I always begged my dad to go with me as my advocate. When I began to adopt the practices that I am teaching you here, my car buying experience became a lot more pleasurable for me and maybe a bit more painful for the salesperson. Recently, I purchased an Audi A8 after my nephew and I spent hours researching different luxury cars. I researched mileage, features, depreciation rates, and lease options. By the time I walked into the Audi dealer, I was so crystal clear on what I wanted and how much I was willing to pay that it startled the salesperson. After I viewed the car, I knew what I wanted. I slid him the pre-written dollar amount that I was expecting him to sell it to me for. Astonished, he replied, I could never authorize selling you this car for that amount. I replied calmly, then you are not the person I should be speaking to. I drove off the lot with my new car for that exact price I offered. I called my dad and celebrated. Once you've done the research, exhausted your list, and know the annual cost of doing, being, and having every material thing and experience you want, this becomes your goal yearly income level. Now you're ready to start pursuing that income level with passion and laser beam focus. And then she has a quote that says, my grandmother says that convenience and conviction don't live on the same block. Your convictions will require you to be inconvenienced. And that's a quote from Lisa Nichols. Child, I'm gonna have to be like that when I go get my first car. Can't believe I still ain't had a car at my big age, but here we are. We talked about that yesterday. If you missed yesterday's episode, you can go to my IGTV or you can go back on Miss Taylor Said right here on Facebook. And if you missed the first 2 weeks of the show, at like the very beginning of the book, I didn't have Miss Taylor Said page up and I wasn't doing it on Instagram just yet. However, if you go to twitter.com/MissTaylorSaid, MissTaylorSaid, then you will see pinned on the top of the first pinned tweet at the top of my timeline, at the top of my page, it will have a thread where you can look at the older episodes that are on my personal Facebook page, and you'll be able to click on them right there and watch them right there. So, because we don't have enough memory space and we're still manifesting our MacBook so that we can move those videos to YouTube, but we ain't there yet. So until we get there, just go to my Twitter page, and then everything else you should be able to find on my IGTV or Facebook right here. Gonna keep reading. Clink, 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 clink. If y'all have your wine, drink your wine. I gotta stop drinking this wine though, because I'm not really a drinker. The wine is nice, but it makes me sleepy, and then I end up yawning. But I'm gonna take a sip though, because it's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we drink wine. All right. The next section is called, Now That You Know How Much You Need, Are You Prepared to Go There? As you move into earning, building, and acquiring the things you want, Oh, also, if you're just now joining us, we are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now, co-authored by Janet Switzer. I always forget to add Janet's name. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. Okay? But we gonna get there. Amen. We gonna get there, Sorante. It ain't no problem. 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 Also, you can't really see it on Facebook because it looks orange on Facebook because my computer is a little old. But on Wednesdays we wear pink. I'm just, through a little because it's a tank top. I didn't want to wear a tank top. This looks real informal. And while this is informal show, I like my own, whatever. We're gonna keep going. Now that you know how much now that you know how much you need, are you prepared to go there? As you move into earning, building, and acquiring the things you want, you're going to have to amplify your game. You're going to have to become a smart, confident, forward thinking, and financially savvy individual. Are you ready for that? I'm going to look in the mirror at myself. Self, are you ready for that? All right, let's go. When I conduct my trainings, Chief Operating Officer Susie Carter and I work personally with people, as do my coaches, to make sure they're prepared to get to the next level. It isn't just a prosperous mindset that's needed here, but an underlying financial infrastructure that is ready to help you manage your new life. Without it, earning a lot of money is like taking a drink from a fire hose. It's too much to handle. Both Susie and I have seen what happens when massive money starts flowing without safeguards or even basic financial understanding in place. One example from my training program really stands out in my mind. A student of mine designed a phenomenal marketing campaign that earned her six figures in an 8-week period. She immediately went out and leased a luxury car, then promptly moved into a larger home. 6 months later, she was struggling to pay her bills and keep her head above water. In fact, she was so mired in financial struggle that she could no longer focus on the creativity needed to earn additional revenue for her business. For this reason, Susie and I created the financial readiness assessment tool. The financial readiness assessment tool in the next section. Take some time going through this exercise, then depending on your score, make the changes needed to put the necessary infrastructure in place to handle your financial future. Ooh, this sounds like I'm going to need this, y'all. Sounds like I'm going to need this so I can do mine. Y'all, I haven't told y'all in a while to get your notebooks ready, but hopefully you got some pen and paper nearby so you can do this. I'm going to have mine ready just in case. All right, so next section is called Financial Readiness Assessment. In completing the Financial Readiness Assessment, you'll likely have to answer some questions in a way that might make you feel negligent, meaning I don't really have that together or I haven't done that yet. Don't beat yourself up. Don't have a pity party. Don't start feeling sorry for yourself, and don't fudge the truth in order to save face. It's simply an indicator of where you are now. It does not mean this is where you'll be in the future. In fact, simply doing this assessment will make you more cognizant of where you want to be. You'll be rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, I'm not really good at that, don't know how to use it, or have never even heard of it, while 5 means I understand it, but I'm mediocre, or I'm lazy about it and I know I need to do some more work. The 10 designation means I got it handled, it works for me, I understand it, and I'm utilizing it all the time. You could be anywhere on the scale, but relax and don't worry about your score. In the 20 years Susie has been using the assessment tool with upwardly mobile individuals, no one has ever scored 100%. Not even me, not even Lisa. So don't shortchange yourself by being less than brutally honest. Go through the questions and give yourself a truthful rating score on a scale of 1 to 10. Y'all ready? Let's go. Question 1. I have a clear, written, working business plan or personal life plan. I'm going to go ahead and hit a hard 0 on that one. 1, probably 1. If you have a new business, you need a full comprehensive business plan that looks at your vision, your mission, your strategy, your marketing and sales, your operations, your finances, your organizational development, and so on. I've been in business 15 years, so my business plan is less comprehensive because many of these things are already in place. I already know my vision, my mission, and my organization. These days, I'm working on strategy, marketing goals, partnerships, and so on. Every year, I rewrite a new business plan. If, on the other hand, your business is your life, a great career is your life, a great career, solid personal finances, stable relationships, good health, and so on, your business plan would contain information like where do I want to be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? What does your spiritual life look like? What does your retirement or investment or debt reduction strategy look like? What relationship do you want to have in your life and how do you want to make them better? What relationships do you want to have in your life and how do you want to make them better? What's your health regimen? Your personal plan should also include details about your financial goals, of course, and these should always be written down. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 meaning, oops, I haven't done a plan yet, while 10 means got it handled and I follow it. Don't judge yourself. This is just an assessment of where you are and how far you need to go. So go ahead and write your number down. Write your number down. You got your number down? Cool? All right, next section. Question 2. I use a financial tracking system such as QuickBooks for my business or Quicken Mint/Mint online for my personal finances. This was written in the Obama years, so there's lots more apps and a lot more budgeting things now, but let's keep going. If you're in business, there are several different software programs you can use to manage your sales, payroll, expenses, and other business transactions. The same applies to personal finance software that tracks your personal, household, and medical expenses, taxes, and more. Not only can this tracking software help you see where you're overspending, but it can help you find extra money you didn't even know was available to you. If simple financial tasks like balancing your checkbook or getting ready to file your taxes frustrates you, a software program will give you more peace of mind and help you easily control your money. If you're not technologically inclined, hire a professional for an hour to load the software and set it up for your business or household. Some software programs are available as online versions so you can share over the internet with your bookkeeper or accountant. For now, however, rate yourself. A score of 1 means I don't balance my checkbook now, or I don't even know what's going on. While 10 means I look at my financials every month, balance my checkbook every month, and know the week by week specifics of my financial life. All right? All right? Y'all got your answer? 1 to 10? Okay, we good? All right, next question. Question 3. All right, all right. Y'all, if we finish this chapter, listen, if we finish this chapter tonight, I'm hopping off early and getting ready for my date tonight. Sorry. Okay. Question 3. It looks like we're going to finish the chapter tonight. I feel like I'm on a roll. Question 3. Ooh, and y'all also know, side note, y'all also know that usually if I finish a chapter on Wednesday, we don't normally have a show on Thursday. But we'll have the book finished by next week. This is we getting towards the end now. So good for us. All right. Next section. I have and follow clear financial goals daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Again, if y'all are just joining us, we're reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. We are analyzing our finances right now. And if you're uncomfortable, it's okay. She said that no one has ever scored 100%, not even her, and she has a multi-million-dollar company that is public. So, it's okay if you don't, but be brutally honest because you're cheating yourself if you're not. So, next section, I have and follow clear financial goals daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. This is not about having an idea of where you want to go financially. It's about having a set of clearly defined daily, weekly, monthly, and annual financial goals. Yeah, yeah, Sorante, I am. It's Wednesday. That's usually date night. Um, Financial goals that you hone, refine, and follow. Although you may not hit your goals all the time, if you at least know what they are, you can break down each goal into actionable steps, then do the things necessary to get there. For example, if you have a goal to earn $180,000 a year in personal income, what do you need to do in order to accomplish that? Do you need to sell $2 million worth of products and services for your employer because you're a salesperson earning 9% commission? Wouldn't that be nice? If you're a web designer or graphic artist with very few costs beyond marketing yourself, you might have to sell only $200,000 worth of services to bring home $180,000 after your telephone costs, internet connection, office supplies, and outside services are paid. If you want to grow your business beyond selling just your own services, what must be done to generate greater revenue that will support other people who must also earn their living? My company coaches a lot of small business owners who want to grow their revenues to $1 million or more. Yet you'd be surprised. Oh my gosh, y'all, my eyes itching so much. Oh my gosh, it's distracting. Oh no. Yet you'd be surprised how many of them don't want to discuss setting financial goals because they don't want to put pressure on themselves or their staff, or they don't want to feel like a failure if they don't hit the mark. But goals are important, not only for driving what you work on each day, but for a much more important reason. There's something positive to focus on. There's something you work toward versus a negative financial past that you may be running away from. The difference in mindset is empowering. But be sure you set realistic goals, goals that set you up to win, goals for the next 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years, goals that stretch you, but that are also achievable in the near term. When you set goals that are too large, you are primed for defeat. In fact, many people dread financial planning and goal setting simply because at one time they set stratospheric goals that could never have been achieved in the short time window they specified. Instead, these days they rely on that lottery mentality I mentioned before. They may not they may want to bring home a substantially higher income, but they don't have the necessary activities or resources in place to earn these stratospheric amounts. The only way to meet their goal is to win the lottery. Think about your current situation for a moment and then rate yourself on how well you have set financial goals that are attainable and intentional. A score of 1 means I don't have any, while 10 means you bet. I've got my goals written down. They're all realistic, and I have a written plan for how to achieve them. I think the biggest thing to urge and to reiterate in here is that you set goals that are not going to make you feel defeated if you don't accomplish them. Like set realistic goals that are achievable and attainable. I remember when I was working as a sales agent, when I was a travel agent, we had this incentive program. We had this incentive program, and I would my way of setting goals was to I would look at my numbers every day. I would look at my numbers every day and say to myself, okay, I need to get this many by the end of the quarter to get to the next section, to get where I want to go. Because we had monthly goals, and then we had the incentive program, and the incentive program was excessive, but I was this freaking close to getting it. I was this close. I'm not bitter about it because it's really not that deep. And I wouldn't have been able to go on the trip anyway. But me writing down, I forgot that I did this. Actually, until right now, I forgot that I did this. I would write down on a piece of paper how much more I needed to reach that big goal. And so on a day to day, I would say, okay, so this is how much time I have between now and the deadline. If I get this many a day, if I get this many memberships a day, if I sell this much if I make this much in sales, every day or every week, then I will be closer to my goal. But I used to break it down into smaller, digestible, easier, um, easier bite-sized amounts so that I wouldn't feel defeated by the end of it. And again, I got super, 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 super close. Um, Super close. There was just one element that I didn't reach. And we're not gonna talk about it. But you know, if you just break your stuff down into bite-sized amounts, it makes it easier. At least I'm assuming so, because I'm not great with my finances right now. But that's over. I haven't been great with my finances in the past. We're changing that now with education. Um, Research over me search, you know what I'm saying? As consciously says. But yeah, you just make it small and digestible. Make it fit for you. Make it realistic for you, whatever that realistic goal. Um, I I know someone that's done personal training, and one thing that he would talk about is because a lot of times when you go work out or you go to the gym, people are setting these they kind of set unrealistic goals. And he let me know that a good personal trainer is going to help you do things so you don't feel defeated and so that you feel accomplished or like so you feel accomplished at the end of your workout and you're not pushing yourself to where you feel like completely exhausted so you can't work out the next day, but also so that you don't feel defeated because you feel like you failed yourself because you didn't do enough, or it's like it's so hard that you don't want to get up the next day and go back because you set the bar so high. So, you know, on certain things, like some stuff, there's another book called The 10X Rule. I haven't finished that yet. I have it on Audible, but I don't have a physical copy yet. But that'll probably be a book that I get and read up here eventually. But there's some goals that you want to do the 10X for, but then some stuff that you want for you to work on it daily, to chip away at it daily. You want to make it small and bite-sized so that it's not overwhelming. Because that's the last thing we want. We don't need nothing else that's overwhelming. Not in this year, not in this day and time, not in a Panasonic, okay? Not in a Palabra. Okay, we don't need nothing else overwhelming in a parallelogram. Okay, so we just read that. We just read that. The next question, question 4. If you so the third question was, I have and follow clear financial goals daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So rate yourself on that. Be brutally freaking honest. And the next question is, I know how much money I need to save and invest to achieve financial abundance. She says, you know how much money you currently need to live on, but do you know how much money your desired future lifestyle costs? Do you know how much you'll need to save and invest to pay for that lifestyle? When my goddaughter was 8 years old, she talked constantly about where she wanted to live, the kind of car she wanted to drive, and the places she would visit, and the exciting things she would do when she got bigger. Her mom wisely sat her down and calculated at 8 years old what these necessities would cost and how much she'd need to have invested to afford them year after year. They discovered that she only needed $8,000 a month to live her dream, a sum that I can tell you is easily attainable. Since then, she and her mom have planned how much an investment she'll need to generate that $8,000 every month without working. When you're really clear about how much money you need to live your dream, not just survive, building the finances required to quickly get there becomes fun, exciting, and inspiring. And when your investments reach the point that you no longer need to work to survive, when your money does all the work and earns all the money for you, That's real prosperity and abundance. It's the freedom that lets you pursue the exciting Harvard-style endowment of a life I talked about earlier. Janet Switzer calls this investment-funded lifestyle living on invested capital. You don't touch your nest egg. You spend only the interest, dividends, and earnings that your nest egg produces. And while every financial planner uses a different formula, most agree that a conservative annual income from your invested capital, an income that the income you can really count on year after year, is about 8% of your invested money. That means $1 million in investments could earn you $80,000 a year before income taxes. If you can't live on $80,000, do what's needed to invest more than $1 million. But don't worry about $1 million or more. Don't worry that $1 million or more is beyond your reach. With a starting investment of just $25,000, an amount that is easily amassed, as I'll reveal in a moment, plus adding $250 per month consistently, the power of compound interest brings you to $1 million in about 30 years. Invest even more every month, and your $1 million goal will arrive much, much sooner. Of course, the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. If you're 20 years old today, do everything you can to start a small nest egg. Then be diligent about adding to it regularly. While friends are spending $250 a month on clothes, eating out, and the latest electronics, you'll be building an inviolable financial future. Create multiple income streams to boost those investments, and you can retire well before your peers as well. But don't get me wrong, I'm not recommending that you live a frugal life for 30 years before you really get to live. But I do want to illustrate the financial transaction that's needed to build a nest egg that supports you. A little later in this chapter, I'll talk about ways to earn a substantially larger current income that not only funds a great lifestyle today, but also lets you invest heavily for your future. For now, spend some fun time calculating exactly how many years and dollars are required to amass your financial abundance fund by using the online calculator at bankrate.com. BANKRATE, like bank and rate, bankrate.com. They let you create different investment scenarios by inputting your starting investment, monthly contribution, number of years, and more. Of course, the real fun begins when you start planning your abundant future lifestyle and determine what that will cost. What will you rent? What will your rent or house payment be? What would you have to pay for your dream car? What kind of travel budget would you need to live your desired lifestyle? Although some people want to check out and head for the nearest beach shack, excuse me, head for the nearest beach shack on a tropical island someday, most of us want the luxury lifestyle we feel we deserve. After decades of hard work, we want the rich life. While the rich life costs money, so, well, sorry. Well, the rich life costs money. I don't know why I'm effing up a lot so many times today, y'all, but here we are. The rich life costs money. So reread the section about getting crystal clear on what you want in chapter 1 to determine what an abundant lifestyle means to you. Then research what it will cost and how much you need to have invested to pay for it. If you haven't determined your financial abundance goal, that amount of invested capital you need to support your dream lifestyle, you're at a 1 on our rating scale. If your goal is so vague that your only dream is to pay rent this month, you're also at a 1. Scoring 10 on the rating scale, on the other hand, means you have financial goals, they're measurable, and you know the milestones you must reach to amass your financial abundance fund. A 10 means I've got a plan and I'm working it. So go ahead and rate yourself. All right. Next question. Next question. Question 5. 5. If you're just now joining us, we're reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. We're going through questions. We are going through a financial assessment. I'm not doing this right now because I'm just going to say it's 1 on all of them. And that's fine. I'm being humble because that's where I'm at right now. I know my monthly budget and I stick to it. I talked earlier in this chapter about creating a budget for your future abundant life. But what about today? Do you have a written budget of what you must spend, how much you must invest, and how much is available for optional purchases? If you have this kind of budget, do you stick to it? Do you hold yourself financially accountable to your budget? Here, a score of 10 means yes, 5 means sometimes, and 1 means no, never. Of course, many people, perhaps you, are unclear about what a budget really is. Perhaps you think it means putting yourself on perhaps you think it means putting yourself on a budget. That is limiting your ability to spend on the things you want. Perhaps you're thinking, no one should be the boss of me, or no one can tell me how much I can spend. Rest assured that a budget is a tool like everything else I've recommended. It's something that gives me peace of mind. It moves my financial picture out of the realm of ambiguity and gives me clarity. In business, a budget lets you also look at the percentages of revenue being spent on certain activities to see whether that spending is out of line for your industry. It helps you pinpoint costs that could be reduced through smart buying or even eliminated by pursuing alternative solutions. It is a useful and smart means to an end. All right. Question 6. I track my productivity and either raise my prices based on my ability to produce or have asked for a promotion and raise at work on my increased skill set and high productivity. So I'm going to say that one more time because I read that real choppy. I track, oh shoot, y'all. Ooh, we're not going to, well, it looks like we're going to be doing this tomorrow. We're going to be finishing up tomorrow then because we are already at 57 minutes. I track my productivity and either raise my prices based on my ability to produce or have asked for a promotion and raise at work based on my increased skill set and high productivity. Are you actively working to increase your skill set and your knowledge? Are you striving to make yourself more and more valuable to the world? As I've said, I've made it a policy in my life to always be learning, growing, and improving. And while I certainly conduct plenty of my own seminars and deliver tons of keynotes at industry events, I also attend other people's trainings as a participant, student, and learner. Not only has this constant and never ending improvement enabled me to build my own business, but it's given me a much broader repertoire of knowledge and results to access when it comes to advising my private clients. I've increased my own value as a consultant through many years of learning and then applying and testing what I've learned. If you own a business, you too should be keeping track of the results you're creating for customers and clients. Then raise your prices based upon your own ever greater ability to produce. I also recommend that you proactively survey customers about their outcomes. Then ask for testimonials that demonstrate these results. Similarly, if you work for a corporation, have you researched what you need to move to the next income level? Are you aggressively conquering that new skill set? Or are you passively waiting for someone to recognize your new talent and grace you with a paltry 3% cost of living adjustment for your efforts? If you're responsible for your own financial well being and responsible for your own productivity, then you have the right to ask for a raise. Today, raises aren't given because you've been at the company for 15 years. Raises are given based on results. So shift your mindset from an entitled view, I'm entitled to a raise because I've been here for a long time, to a results driven view. I'm entitled to a raise. I deserve a raise because I produce more than other employees and now have a unique skill set that's profitable to my employer. I don't have a college degree. I didn't start out with the specialized professional skills, but I looked at how startup companies bootstrap their way into business, then replicated that to start my own. Since then, I've continued to pursue knowledge on my path and to phenomenal business success. Along the way, this knowledge became a valuable resource to other business owners, including my students, clients, and marketing partners. How well are you tracking your productivity and value to others? Constantly improving it and quantifying the results, and then communicating this improvement to your customers, employer, or other people who are partners in your financial success. If if the answer is not very well, or wow, that seems really egotistical, give yourself a 1 on the scale. A 10 means I'm avidly measuring my success and talking to whomever I need in order to improve my financial picture. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, y'all, because I do have to go. I have some things that I'm going to have to do tonight, and I have to get ready. I have to get ready. I will say that this is really exciting. This section is really exciting because um, I just feel like a lot of people that do the motivational or self-help thing, they focus a lot on the inspiration part, and all those first three, where the enrichment of self, the engagement with other people, and the I forgot what the third E was. I forgot what the third E was. Um Enrichment, engagement, and enchantment of the no. Gosh, I'm embarrassed that I forgot it. The enrichment of self, the enchantment with others, and the engagement with other people. The engagement that comes from pursuing your work. A lot of people focus on those parts, but they don't talk about the money and what to do with the money and how to actively think about the money and what and the actionable things and the questions that you need to ask yourself and actual dollar amounts. I feel like I have not seen that a lot. I feel like a lot of people get in your inbox, get in your on Facebook or Clubhouse or Twitter or whatever, and they just talk about those first three, but they don't talk about the money part. So I'm super excited about this part, um, even if it's uncomfortable. And I am looking forward to finishing chapter 5 tomorrow with y'all. Um, I did anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything they wanted to say before I head all out of here? I'll give it a moment because there's usually a little delay. I'm not gonna hey Aiden, I'm not gonna be able to do the video today, boo. I'm not gonna be able to do that, but I got you tomorrow. Okay? Anybody? No? Going once, going twice. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all hopping into Reading with Miss Taylor Said tonight. I will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope that y'all have a lovely night. I hope that you guys continue to celebrate this historic day. I know that yesterday and tomorrow we're going to be about are going to be about business and as far as the politics and stuff go, it's going to be back to like getting in a butt. But today is a good day to celebrate. Today is a good day to celebrate. So go celebrate, because we can say Madam Vice President for the first time ever. So, y'all go celebrate, y'all go, do your thing, and I will holler at y'all tomorrow. Bye.